Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday we started discussing how telecommunications operators have blocked millions of lines from making and receiving calls in a move to perfect the linking of subscribers' NI, and that's the national identification numbers, with all active SIMs. Later in the day, many Nigerians were seen causing disruption, as you can see in the videos, in some centers across the country. However, the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, ordered operators to immediately reconnect all phone lines that were blocked. So joining us on the show very soon, we're having Kayode Adegoke, Mr. Kayode Adegoke. He is the head corporate communications of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC. That's the agency in charge of the national identification number known as NIN. So he'll be joining us in a moment, but before we go into inviting him, I'd like us to talk about the videos that are making the rounds yesterday, because many, as expected, many Nigerians swarmed into some of the telcos to demand reactivation of their lines. And we saw quite a bit of disruption being happened, where they're destroying property, destroying quite a bit of property across various telco offices. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-0764-1679, 0902-4163-440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweets. What do you make of those videos?
Worrisome.
Worrisome. Nigerians are terribly upset. At any slightest opportunity, they make sure that they, abuse everything and all. I was affected too. My line was bad. And, my neighbor said he was going to the office. He was going to MTN office to go and get it done. I called him later on, and he said he was number 250 on the line to get his own resolved. And I was like, by the time I get there, I'll be maybe 2,000 and something, And then, we struggled and trying to register the line to put the NIN, because I've registered my line before. So I don't know why all of a sudden it got bad.
Yes.
So I tried to register back, and the portal was congested. You can't log on, nothing. It was not possible. And the numbers too, to call them, their customer care line, the numbers too were not going. So everything was just congested yesterday. So I can understand that some Nigerians were not patient enough. But then vandalizing their office, this is always the problem when it comes to Nigerians. Whenever we want to protest or something, we always think of violence, and it's not always the right way to do things, honestly.
You're talking about earlier, Nima, about the students doing almost the same thing. Mm-hmm. And this is what they see, adults, those of you that are not in school. You're doing exactly the same thing. So the kids in universities, in schools, they are all students. They see adults behave exactly the same way. So we keep saying some leaders, even leaders in the National Assembly, sometimes we see they're carrying mace. Yeah. They are always carrying sometimes. Not in recent times, yes, but we've seen it before in our own lifetime. We've seen at least 2 or 3 experiences.
Yes.
So this is what trickles down to what we see in universities. We can, and some of us, we sit down in our small office and say, we like to protest, we have to come and talk to people. At least the people we want to talk to. No, but they're not going to listen. Nima.
I saw the video from Mediakwe yesterday in Ibadan. My heart break. They were not even tearing gates like Festa. I've experienced Festa crowding before. It's not something I wish for even an enemy. Mm-hmm. But I saw that one where they giving them chair, and I was thinking, who would they send outside to speak to these people? The person himself will have 10 minds. He must have liver plus livers to come and speak with them. They were obviously angry. And yesterday when we took it as a hot topic, I kept saying, what would be the machinery for dealing with people who are now frustrated from the blockage of their lines? There should be some form of ease of getting in and unlinking the lines, or linking the lines, or blocking the lines. So, there should be some ease. You see that all of you sit down one place. Oh yeah, you come. You see, it will put people off. Because if, God forbid, if I could lose temper sitting down, we didn't even have chairs. They even had chairs. In Festac, you are going to be outside the gate at the mercy of whatever you are experiencing there until one security passes you. All of you, no matter how plenty you are outside the gate until somebody passes you. When they pass you, you go to one canopy side and sit down. Yeah. From there, they will call you in. Yeah. So if they don't pass you, and God forbid you are with the crowd outside, and the canopy is full, now there you go there.
But Nima,
it's not a good experience. We must find better ways.
I've seen, in my own lifetime, I've been to an American embassy where it's like that. I mean, they've changed the process now, thank God. But there's been time where there was crowd until they call you in, and people will comport. You just see the crowd. They will comport themselves. They don't fight. They don't destroy the embassy's fences because if the 100 has gone in, you've not called my name. They will just stay and wait. But when it comes to Nigerian-owned businesses, we confront it. We always feel like nothing can happen. But once it has to do an international organization, people somewhat have to respect themselves.
I can't imagine spending the whole day just to unblock a line. Especially because we've linked these lines online by
so there's frustration. So I was bad to Nima.
If you are there for even minimum of 4 hours, it's waste of productive time. You know, we must address that as well. So, I don't support the violence, but...
And then 200 people in a small enclosed office.
So obviously, we're not as civilized as we think we are.
At all. I've always said that.
And I think that it's not... We would excuse it because if I say, oh, this is so horrible, this is not un-Nigerian, it's a lie. This is very Nigerian. This is what we do. We are very good with protests like this, and we are very good with getting aggressive. Nigerians find it easy to lash out in anger. Everybody tries to dominate the other person with the authority the authority they have. So I've been at the airports, all of us were there. They delayed flight 2 years ago, and they cancelled the flights. And someone called me that they are going to cancel, they've cancelled your flight. The person knows me from TV, and the person said, if they're going to cancel your flight, nobody will come and announce it to you. Everybody has left the place that you can start going. So I was already going out. When the announcements came out, the police officer that had the misfortune of trying to calm down people from destroying the properties of the company, the airline that cancelled our flight, was beaten and injured. He's a police officer. His own job was just say, please, just don't destroy property. They're not around. They will resolve the issue. Just hold on. He got beaten. That is something that we need to address. We're not as civilized as we think we are. Many people, you are thinking with your head, oh, let us have a very peaceful protest. Let us resolve this matter very well. The people that you are going to join in the protest, they are not interested. They have their own agenda. They are angry and aggressive. And it might start with good intention, but see that video. This is the one for Ibadan is even the one in Lagos. People using their bare hands to pull down
the gate.
Pull down.
Let me pause you for a second.
Barricade.
We see a copper. I'm not sure what her role is.
She
was going to appeal.
She knelt down, she appealed, and the stoning stopped.
So this is a young person that just got out of university that has gone to service, who went to university, has gone to serve her nation. Now she's talking to you adults who should know better to calm down, because she has been recently taught in university.
So in Nigeria, we have plenty old people who don't have elders soon. God forgive me.
But another thing again, we need to try to avoid.
Elders are now sitting at home and necks of babies are bending very well. We don't have elders. You know, elders are the ones who have foresight, who say, oh, if he goes this way, this and this and this might happen. If he goes that way, X and X and X might happen. So let's avoid this, let's do this, let's do this. Those who have the voice of caution, who people would listen to. We don't have elders again. In fact, in the first place, how did we get here? If we had elders, you go into their families, everybody is old, but nobody is thinking, oh, my child, you cannot do this. Okay, let's find this alternative, X and X. No. Everybody is saying, you two don't greed. Don't greed for them. Don't shake any, you know. Nobody is thinking, oh, what if you did? What if it was an eggshell rule case?
I connect with what you're saying, Nima, because I have been to a situation whereby you expect the adults in the situation to know better, but half of them don't. And I told you, my own line was bad. Right now, you can't reach me. I can only communicate on WhatsApp. Nobody can reach me. I went yesterday, and there was a lady who was trying to start up. She was just shouting. And she was shouting. She wanted them to attend to her. They kept saying, the ones with the numbers have entered. They'll call the next 50. I think it's maybe 50 at a time that goes in one at a time. What's your own number? Her number was there, 200 or something. You have to wait till they get your turn. So they put them in 50 by 50. They come inside, you sit down, and you sit down, and they're taking them one by one. So, but she was shouting, but she's made since 8:30 in the morning, and it was around 4 o'clock. Of course, she'll be frustrated. But unfortunately, we can't hit you because it's almost 5 o'clock. So we can't get your number. You have to come back tomorrow. Now, she started shouting. They let her to come inside. Then they told the manager spoke to her and explained to her. Eventually, she left. But how many people can they explain to?
Well, that is the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Allowing her to get in, I'm so sorry. You see, allowing her to get in, that's the problem. Once you don't have a standard, in Nigeria, being polite Being polite, you will get cheated. Being polite, you are the fool. They will walk
patient,
all over
you will not
you.
eat at
Being
all.
patient, you will not eat. The patient dog in Nigeria does not get any
Yes.
bone. The
Does
parent,
not eat
you will
They allow
even
that
get
in
crumbs.
because of her shouting.
Yes. So in Nigeria, if you are polite and courteous, you will get walked all over.
Yeah.
So people have developed the ability to say,
Survivor.
they will just behave like this for you. You go there and share with the phone.
Yes.
When you share with the phone, they will answer you.
we've said it
So
on this show a
everybody
few
has
times.
become share for them. So that
Yeah.
because if you go there and say, speak English, sit down, the person that does were will enter inside, they will answer. The other person that does were will enter inside. You are sitting down as polite. I went to
for your
school, I'm
thoughts.
educated, I'm proper. You will sit down there for 3 hours, they will close. But the person that was shouting will enter and they will sort the person out. So
Thank you.
we have created a system that encourages
So,
this radical behavior.
Okay, so since we know that Nigerians will behave like this, I'm saying that the MTN office or the NIN should avoid this kind of situation.
How?
So like the way,
How
they were
do you
supposed to
avoid
bar
it?
the lines on the 31st. You did it before the 31st. That's number one. And number two,
Number
someone
two,
like me,
if they did it on 31st, same thing's going to happen.
no, more
But
people.
let's try as
More
much as
people
possible and not put
defend
plenty
MTN.
people in plenty
What I'm saying,
Nigerians
so let's
together.
think about it.
Let me
Okay, they
defend
buy it
MTN.
on 31st. All of us will still swamp to that
No,
office because many people do
back
not.
on or before. So MTN that has paid several fines, Abi, we did not take the news of them, and the FIRS, we did not take the news of them. MTN has been paying fine. I was saying to my neighbor yesterday, they said, this buying will save. I said, well, if you know the experience of what you have paid, you will say, I cannot be caught wanting. MTN kuku buy the line, so that NCC will not say it. So it's MTN, X number of phones that were not bad on time, MTN should come and pay the fine.
Nima, we were all in this country. When they announced time to register for voting, how many is that voting when
Yes, so we waited for months, it's last minute.
They will extend it. We're all in this country during
agree with you.
COVID. Go and take your vaccine. They kept extending it. Nigerians, it was on that last day. That last day, all of us will show up. That's who we are.
Me now, I want to move my voters polling unit back to my estate. I'm already doing the process as we speak now because I got my NIN in 2014. The month they announced that we should do it, I went to Alausa and did it. I still went back again on the one verification process. The truth is, this can be done.
Yeah.
And then I will beg the net telcos, no matter what the cost is, schedule each person. You know the number of people you blocked in the various states and locations and your offices that are there. Send a date. So, at least a week's notice. Your line process for unblocking, if you're interested.
Nima, they sent me. I didn't answer it now.
No, but let them send it. No, I'm saying give
Some of
them
us registered.
dates for unblocking.
Yes.
So we don't have this crowd of people at your offices. So
Let me go
maybe
on a break.
Tokwe should come on Thursday, and I would have sent the notice on Monday. You have been notified that unblocking of your number is scheduled for Thursday. Bring your details and so come. Your SMS is in your phone. If you
Same
don't
way
come
you get
Thursday, you
your-
have your problem.
Yeah.
I will not even listen to you. Then you do it like that. At least you will see
Sanity.
out of every unsane people, you will see same people
Yeah.
that will
Let me
come
go on
on
a very
time.
short break. When we come back,
That's
we meet
how
our
everybody
guest,
there.
Mr. Kayode Adegoke, is waiting for us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So joining us now to discuss this connection is Mr. Kayode Adegoke. He's the head corporate communications of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much for having me on your favorite program, TV Continental.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning, Mr. Kayode. So tell us, we heard that you've instructed the telcos to reconnect our lines. Is that correct?
That's
Hello? Hello, Mr. Adegoke. Okay, so I don't know.
I was going to talk about, before we go into even the NIM perspective, we have a challenge in Nigeria. I was talking to my team yesterday. I recorded some videos 2 weeks ago, and we discovered that the audio was not good. They say the video was not good, Sha. So I told the head of my media team, I said, see, you didn't check the work your assistant did for a full week. It took us 1 week before we discovered the video was not good, which means that we don't have a system and a process. If you don't create a system, you'll be repeating the same problem over and over again. We must create a system to stop things from going wrong. We have a crowd control problem in Nigeria. Yeah. At every level, we are trying to do recruitment. We lost people to a stampede a few years back in Abuja. We've always had issues. Church programs, there are always, like once there's a crowd, there's always a bit of crisis. And that's because the government, right now, the government is perpetually on social media. Plenty of people talking and saying, please don't protest. Why? Because we don't have the machinery or the system to manage a protest effectively. We cannot manage our crowd. Things tend to get out of hand. We don't have ways to disperse a crowd without it turning violent. And that is a failure of our system, which we need to address. not to dodge, not to pray about. How do we address crowd? If you have 2,000 people in front of MTN office, what would the police officer do? What would the security man do? What would the team do? What is the system you have created as an organization to handle unruly crowd in a way that will not degenerate into violence?
Yes.
We don't have that system, and as long as we don't have the system, in one way or the other, we'll find ourselves back in this kind of situation.
I'm told that Mr. Adegoke is back. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, please go ahead. You said that, could you confirm to us either that you've asked the telcos to reconnect our lines?
Okay, let me emphasize this. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, the mandate does not extend to the regulation of the telecom industry. The telecom sector is not regulated by NCC, and therefore, the information out there is incorrect. NIMC does not have the mandate and the power to instruct any telco or any individual to be disconnected from any telco. We don't have that mandate, and we have not done that.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, let's talk about the NIN and the SIM, the connection. What is going on with that? Why was there a process that was agreed between yourselves and the telcos on how to disengage or how to reconnect these lines?
Okay, thank you for the question. You will recall that the process for the NIN SIM linkage started a couple of years ago, and Nigerians were adequately informed about the processes for the linking of their NIN to their SIM. And for us at National Identity Management Commission, what we did to provide to additional centers whereby Nigerians can go there to enroll, get their NIN, and link the NIN to the SIM. And let me put it on record. Our DG, Engineer Biso Ekoko, when she came on board last year, August, what she did was to send additional systems to across all our enrollment centers and also open up more centers so that Nigerians can enroll, get their NIN, and use that same NIN to link for their SIM card. So for us in NIMC, we have provided the resources, we have provided the manpower, we have provided all logistics to ensure Nigerians get their NIN. And it now behoves on Nigerians to link that NIN to the SIM. The telcos, through NCC, have provided the processes for linking the NIN to SIM. As of now, what they can do is star 996#, and they follow the prompt, and thereafter link their NIN to their SIM card. And for the information of Nigerians, in case you have misplaced your NIN, you can actually retrieve your NIN by dialing star 346# on the number you register with NIMC and get your NIN, and thereafter link your NIN to your SIM. So for us in NIMC, we are ready. Our centers are open. We have additional systems to enroll Nigerians, and across board. And also, let me emphasize this. Enrollment for the NIN is free. Nobody should ask for any money or whatsoever from any applicant. So we encourage Nigerians that have not enrolled to get their NIN and link the NIN to their SIM. So for us in NIMC, our systems are running up and running. Our centers are open. We are open across all the 774 local governments of the Federation. And also, even in the remotest part, you will find NIMCs there. So Nigerians should enroll, get their NIN and link it with their SIM.
Right. Sir, I just did star 346#, and it says that after paying 20 naira, results could not be represented as an SMS message. This is for retrieval. Okay.
Did you register when you enroll for your NIN, ma? Did you use that particular number?
Yes, the same number. It's on my account linked already.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay, maybe it's but that's the retrieval code, star 346#.
What I'm just trying to say is that, there could be glitches.
Okay,
and these systems are not so perfect. When you say it like that, Nigerians will be wondering in their houses if they experience what I experienced, that who is lying here. That's one. Also, I am aware that for certain processes on the NIN, somebody has to pay some money. So if there's an error in your name, you pay for that correction. If even when you come with your birth certificate, there's a mistake in your birth certificate date, any data entered that was an error, payments are to be made. Kindly confirm or, rebut.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Like I said earlier, enrollment for the NIN itself is free across board. However, for modification of data, which include maybe your name, your date of birth, your phone number, your address. Now, a fee will be paid. That fee was approved by the federal government of Nigeria. Now, for every modification field, it is just 500 naira, except the date of birth modification, which attract 15,000 naira.
Correct.
Every modification is 500 naira. And what we have done now, the DG Engineer Bishop Ekoka and NIMC management, we have come up with a self-service application whereby if you want to modify your data, you don't need to be physically present at any of our centers. All you need to do is just go to the self-service modification at nimc.gov.ng and follow the prompt and modify the data at your convenience. You can do that in your office, at home, on your device, or anywhere you find yourself. So the modification process is seamless now. Okay. You don't need to travel across board to go and modify it. But the fees were approved by the federal government, and it's 500 naira for every field except that of the date of birth.
Okay, so are you people at the rural areas? Because as of yesterday, when the lines got bad, I tried to reach out to some of my people in the village. I couldn't reach out to them. Because, of course, some of them don't have this NIN, this NIN. They don't have the number. So I'm wondering, how have you guys reached to those people at the remote areas, at those rural areas? I mean, core rural areas.
Oh, okay. I made in my conversation earlier that when the DG Engineer Bishop Ekoka came on board, one of the cardinal points she wanted was to ensure that all Nigerians, irrespective of where you reside, you are enrolled and you get the NIN. And last year, we did revalidation of all our front-end partners, and she asked them to go to the remotest part of the country. So in the rural areas, you will find NIMC Enrollment Center, either by NIMC or by our front-end partners. So across board, we have almost 15,000 enrollment centers across the country. Even in the remotest part, you can find out from mommy or dad in the village. We have enrollment center in every part of the country, in the local government, in the world, across board, in the village. Yes, even in the village in this man. I come from a village in Osun State, and in my village, we have about 2 enrollment centers managed and operated by the front-end partners. So everywhere in Nigeria, our centers are open. And last year, the DG, we distributed more systems across the federation just to be able to cater for the needs of Nigerians, irrespective of where they live. And I can tell you, I can confirm, please, you can fact check me. We are present in every ward, every local government, every village across the country.
Okay, so Mr. Kayode Adegoke, you seem to be in a different world, because all of us have encountered and experienced NIN NIMC service, and there are glitches. There are glitches. I've been to the office several times, and the server was down, and I was told, Alausa here in Ikeja, that the server, that was last year, the server has been down. This month, the server has not been down, has not worked. We don't know when the server will come up or go down. But if you want to do this change, go across to this place and pay, and they will do it for you. And I went across to the place, and I paid, not 500 naira, and they did it for me. So it is, we cannot, it will be wrong for you to come on TV and make it look like, oh, we are everywhere, everything is working. Right now, Nima just tried the code you gave, and there was a glitch. So, and I've also been to MTN office to collect my line. They said they saw my number, but there's an issue on the server. They can't do the linking at the time. I said, is it your server or their server? I said, their server. So there are several issues. Help us right now to understand which of the issues are being addressed. What is causing the issue with the MTN side, where people that have been linked before are now requiring to relink again?
Okay, thank you so much. No system is perfect. And I admit that even in NIMC, we are not saying we are perfect, but we are trying to reach perfection. But you mentioned last year that there were 1 or 2 glitches. Yes, you could have. But this year, just go to any of our centers, go to Alausa Day. Our systems are up and running. We have no glitch. When you enroll now, if it's for enrollment, when you enroll now, within 1 or 2 hours, your name will be issued to you. The only challenge you will have is when you want to modify your data, maybe your date of birth, which takes like 48 hours. That is not instantaneous. That takes like 48 hours. But for the enrollment and issuance of NIN, you get it. When you went to MTN, you said they told you what? Maybe, it's easier for people to pass bulk. For us in NIMC, we don't pass bulk. Once we are wrong, we admit. What we are saying is that for verification of your NIN, it could be a network problem, not necessarily NIMC, because our verification service is up and running. Every day, millions of verification is being carried out on our National Verification Service system. So I'm not saying that we are perfect or the system is perfect, But if you look at it, we issued a statement. We have tried to improvise on our existing system and our infrastructure architecture. Every day we have been modernizing it. We have been trying to improve on it so that we can serve.
Oh, okay.
We should not lose him.
This is our
Need him back.
He has not addressed the...
Please. Hello, Mr. Adegoke. Okay, so we're having a bit of technical issue. Same issue. Mr. Adegoke.
Yes.
We didn't hear the last few things you said. Would like to repeat?
Okay, I said NIMC has come up with many strategies in the last couple of months to ensure a seamless modification process and even enrollment process. And one of it is the self-service modification application, whereby an applicant for modification does not need to go to our center to do any modification. All you need to do is, at the comfort of your homes or offices, you can actually modify your data on your device, either on your phone.
All right. Let me, Mr. Adegoke, are you there? Because I have callers coming in right now. Let me pause you for a second. We're losing you back and forth, but I want to take Elizabeth's call because we need our Nigerians to call in to ask you questions. Good morning, Elizabeth. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Murayo.
Go ahead, please. Good morning.
I'm calling from Abuja. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Please, I want to talk to the man. I want to tell him something. I have gone to do my change of date of birth since January 7th or 9th. And up till now, it has not been detected. Wow. It has not been changed. And I just heard him say in less than 24 hours, if it's concerning your date of birth, it will be activated. But it has not. It has not been changed since January. He said 15,000 naira. That was what I said, Morayo. Until now, the date of birth has not been changed. Please, can you give more clarification on that? Nima, good morning. I love you. Okay, good morning. Hawa, good morning.
Happy Hawa, no. That's you, Hawa. Thank you, Elizabeth. Ms. Adegoke, did you get her question? Hello, Mr. Kayode.
Okay, it's not gone.
Mr. Adegoke.
Hello, Madam Morayo. Can I respond to the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. I want to find out from the caller, if she's still on, where did you do the modification? Because what we learned is that some of the applicants would rather go to patronize the front-end partners who are not eligible, who are not approved to do modification. And we have seen cases like that. We have put out information that, look, modification then last year can only be done across our state offices, not any front-end partners. And that is why I'm really sorry if your modification has lingered for long. For us now, modification takes an average of 48 hours, and it's done. And that's why the DG came up with the self-service modification app, which is the self-service modification at nimc.gov.ng. Please, you can try it. You can fact-check me and come back to the show. If I've come to lie to you, you can fact-check me. Within 48 hours, it will be done. I'm really sorry for the caller. If you did it at our center, it has not been done. And as our last year, we also put out an information that if it's beyond 5 years, if the change of date of birth is beyond 5 years, the process is longer because it goes through so many checks. It goes through so many checks. Because we discovered that some Nigerians will come and falsify their age. So government said, okay, we want to cross-check to be sure that truly the date of birth modification is accurate and
They need to work on the internet.
I agree with Mr. Adegoke on the 5 years. The age. My brother is dealing with some name correction, I think, or age. The 15,000 one, and it's taking a while. Also, I would like him to address what Tokwe said, because I had that experience. Well, 3 or 4. Let
me be sure he's still there. Mr. Adegoke, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Nima has, go ahead.
This deployment by your staff members, this is the same Alausa office I had the experience, one Tokwe mentioned. They will ask us to go across somewhere, to go and do something. I came in for a reprinting of my NIN card. So yes, I kept it in the bag. I lost the document. So I just went in to reprint it. I had done my NIN 2014, as I mentioned. And they just directed me to go somewhere that I was forced to pay. That one told me I must do one remitter generation. Directed me to a bank. And you're mentioning ease here. I'm wondering, Why do I have to trek all the whole place in Alaus and finding where to park?
Sorry about that. Was it our staff that directed you from Alasa?
I was inside your office. They directed me to one kiosk outside. They refused to attend to me. They directed me outside. Until I finished that process, I went back with a photocopy of that document before they reprinted my NIN inside.
Okay. That was last year?
No, 3 or 4 years back.
Oh, so sorry. No, I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I told you that the process has changed now.
There are plenty
and let me say, Madam Murayo and Madam Awa and others, let me say this, and I'm not missing words. Since last year, August, ever since the DG came on board, I told you we have streamlined all our processes. We are not saying we are perfect. We are not saying we don't have 1 or 2 challenges. However, the processes now are quite different from what it used to be years back. We have modernized our equipment, we have improved on our infrastructure, and even our staff. There's what we call ongoing staff training, customer service, so that we can serve Nigerians better. And I'm happy for the feedback we are receiving now. This is an avenue for us to go back and also improve on existing structure. But for now, I can tell you, we have improved on our process, and it's getting better. That I can tell you.
Okay. All right. So now, let me, a final question before I let you go. I expect that you're expecting a crowd to come into your office in the next few days because of what happened recently with the bar from MTN and other telcos. People have been redirected to your office. How prepared are you for the influx of more people coming to your office for complaints?
We are readily prepared, more than prepared. In fact, one of the things NIMC foresaw around maybe 3-4 months ago was this, and that's why I told you that the DG bought more system and distributed across all the state of the federations and local government so as to be able to take care of this upsurge. For us, we are because sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, Nigerians will wait till the last minute. So we knew it's likely to happen. That's why we distributed more systems so as to be able to take care of the upsurge. So for us, we are more than prepared. We have enough systems on ground and we have enough hands to take care of the upsurge. And also, let me emphasize this. For children, we don't want them to wait till they need it. Enrollment for the NIN is open to all Nigerians, irrespective of the age. We have started running the communication campaign now that children should go and enroll and get the NIN. And also, if you have a child, and the child has been enrolled when the child was less than 16. The moment the child turns 16, the child should go back to our office to do what we call a migration of data. Because when the child was captured without a fingerprint. Yeah. Now, once the child is 16, the child fingerprint will be captured. So we started a campaign too. And we will also want you to help us engage Nigerians that they should enroll their NIN, irrespective of their child, irrespective of the age. And also, any child that has been enrolled prior to 16 years, once the child turns
it's like
16, the child should go to any of our offices to do what we call migration of data from, yes ma'am, migration of data from a child to an adult. So for the first question, we are more than ready to take the upsurge of Nigerians across all our centers.
Let me take a call for you.
Enrollment is free. We are emphasizing it. Enrollment
is free. You need to work on your internet, Mr. Kai. Wait, let me take Linus. Linus from Ikeja. He's been holding on for a second. Mr. Adegoke, are you there? I want to be sure you hear his question. Mr. Adegoke.
I am in.
Okay. We have a caller. Linus, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yes, I'm in, ma'am.
Linus from Ikeja, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Please, I want to ask him, pertaining change of name, because he's only talking about date of birth that is attracting a fee. How about change of name? Because I'm having issues with that, and I went to the office in Alausa. What they told me in Alausa was I have to go to the bank and pay a certain amount, then go to where generate RRR, something like that. So I don't know. He made mention of only date of birth that is attracting a fee. How about change of name?
Change of name. Okay, let me ask him. Mr. Adegoke, did you get that? What change of name? How much does that attract?
Yes, I mentioned earlier.
Mr. Adegoke, you need to find a new telecom. We can't hear you. Okay, so let me write that question down. Once his connection is back, that's for change of name, Abi. I have another caller. Please call Mr. Engineer. Good morning, sir. I have another caller.
Good morning. Good morning, Morayo.
Good morning, sir. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, my problem is I did my NIN at their office in Alausa.
Okay.
Just the same year they started, I think 2014 or whatever year it was then. And up till today, we couldn't get the card.
Oh,
it is appalling. I was there. I've been there more than 5-10 times.
We need to talk about the card.
Just going to that office, coming in and out. Please, what can Nadego do?
Okay. Mr. Ageko, are you there? Are you back?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, so let me give you two questions very quickly. How much is it for change of name, number one? Number two, what's going on with the cards? Many people can't access the cards. They're not getting the cards.
Even the earliest registrars.
The earliest registrars can't get the cards.
You just have a slip.
Two questions. Go ahead, sir. Good morning. Hello, Mr. Adekoke. Are you there? I think we should take our show to their office. It's just down the street. just across the road. Mr. Adekoke, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Now
yes, I'm here.
can
you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, I said a change of name attracts 500 naira only.
Okay, okay.
Change of name, change of phone number, change of address, and every other modification attracts a fee of 500 naira only, except the date of birth, which is 15,000 naira.
Gotcha.
The
card, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, for the card, we issued a statement recently that we are coming out with an improved version of the general multipurpose card. Okay. Very, very soon, the card will be launched. And this card, the system is going to be different from the past, whereby we printed millions of cards, and yet Nigerians didn't come forward to pick them up.
Did you reach out to them?
Yes, we did. No, we did. We sent SMS, we sent email. In fact, some we personally called. But this time around, once the new card is launched, what we will do is the applicant will be the one to request for the card directly. So at the request of the applicant, the card will now be printed, personalized, and given to the applicant. So in very, very soon, the improved version of the general multipurpose card will be launched, and Nigerians can apply.
So as a follow-up, those of us that had the previous cards, would that then become redundant? Or we have to get the new card?
For those of you that hold the card, what you would do, is you can go to our office or any office, or even we are coming out with an online platform whereby online you can apply for it. You can even ask to be delivered to your doorstep, so that will be done. You can also go to your bank branches, because this time around we are partnering with the CBN, NIMC, and the banks to issue the general multipurpose card. So for the people that have the old card, you will have to apply and get this new one. That's the process now.
Mr. Adegoke, these cards that you're mentioning, are they those long printed temporary ones that were given?
No.
Were you giving cards? Were you giving a card?
I got a card.
No messages was sent.
That has passed now. They have a new one now.
I'm surprised that they reached out.
Hey, that one has
passed. I kept calling for it.
That one has passed. They have a new card now.
But Mr. Adegoke, why are we applying to get the card?
So that they will not print it stored.
When are we applying? Once the card will be launched very soon. No, let me say the card will be launched very, very soon.
Okay.
Once the card is launched, the process for the application will be made known to Nigerians. Okay. But I can tell you, one of it is that you can apply for the card through any of our offices. Also, you can apply for the card through any of your bank branches. For instance, if you bank with Bank A and your branch is in Ikeja, you can go to your branch in Ikeja, apply for it. And also, we also come out with an online platform. So it will be multiple platforms whereby you can apply for the card. So we want the process to be seamless and to be hassle-free. When
you say multipurpose, what does that mean?
Multipurpose means the card, apart from serving as a physical identity token, it can also be used for financial transactions.
What about BVN?
Yes, it can be used for instance, you can use it to withdraw money, you can use it to make payments. So that's why we call it a multipurpose card. Apart from serving as a physical identification token, yes, it can also serve as a means of financial transaction. Yes.
Nice. Let me take this call. Aderemi calling from Ota.
Yes.
You're
Good
live.
morning, Morayo.
Good morning, sir.
Well done, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I want Mr. Adegoke to take note. I want Mr. Adegoke to take note that when I did the change additional name for my daughter, I spent over 20,000 naira.
Sorry.
Each time you go to their office, there will be a lot of people, and they will tell you that there is no network. So you have to go another day. They will ask you to go on Monday, come on Monday. When you go on Monday, they will ask you to come on Wednesday. And to go to their office for each trip is 3,000 naira. No. Then we were asked to pay officially 5,000 naira just to add Ireoluwa to my daughter's name. Just to add one name to my daughter's name, we paid 5,000 naira. Officially, unfortunately, there was still no network until a woman told us that we should come on Sunday. So when we went on Sunday, we had to pay another 5,000 naira again before it was eventually done for her.
Okay, thank you.
So sorry about that. That's an extortion. And that's one of the things the DG is working as seriously hard to clamp down on. In fact, recently, some of our staff have been dismissed. Some have been given suspension. And in fact, the DG frowned at it, I can tell you that. And that's why we have put up communication that any Nigerians that was asked to pay above every fee, especially for modification, and you are asked to pay a token for NIN, which is free, feel free to contact us on our customer care line. I will read out the customer care line on this platform now. 0700 3255.
Don't rush it.
Don't rush it. Okay, take it easy. Say it again.
Okay. 0700
0700
3255
255
646.
646. Okay, we'll try to call it and see if anybody answers.
I hope he's
Or
active.
0700
Okay.
2255
Go on.
Okay.
646.
Okay. So the reason why we're even taking the numbers is because Nigerians have issues, and we're hoping that these numbers can actually help them to address the issues they're having.
Okay, so
we also have our email platform. You can also reach us on our email.
Wait. Come and pay TVC for more publicity.
Let me just ask you this question. The current...
So we are...
One second, Mr. Adegoke, please let me get to...
The current challenge that Nigerians are facing, where their numbers have been bad, I know that it doesn't directly involve NIMC.
Yes.
But it is, you are also involved one way or the other. Is there any... how can we provide... How can NIN, the NIMC platform, support Nigerians who are struggling to get a way to ensure they are linked, especially for those that they need to revalidate their NIN number? Is the revalidation issue still a valid issue that must be done? Is the lack of clear picture, you know, some people did in 2014 and maybe the picture wasn't so clear, some was done in black and white and they need to do this revalidation, take new pictures. Is the process of doing this now easy to do right from your phone without going to visit the NIN office so that finally linking with your line will be seamless?
Okay, let me say this. You know what the people call the validation or revalidation? It's a wrong use of word. There is nothing like validation for NIMC. What we do is verification and authentication of the name. And what we also notice is that some people will give, for instance, I'll give an example. They will say, Kayode Morayo Adegoke for NIN. When they go to MTN, for instance, to put out the name, they will say, Hey, Morayo Adegoke. So by the time they now put out their NIN for verification and authentication, there will be a mismatch. Because here is Kayode, that place is K. So we don't know if you are truly the person. So that is when the modification of data comes into place. And that's why you don't need to visit our office to go and modify your data. The self-service app, which is the self-service modification at nimc.gov.ng, is there for you to access. You can do it at the comfort of your house and modify your data. And within 24 hours, if it's not date of birth, it will be done. If it's date of birth, yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this question, or maybe give you this advice. Do you think it would have been nice for NIMC, knowing that some of these telcos would be disconnecting lines by a certain date. Would it have been a nice idea for you to put offices or put your people in those telcos? So if they're having issues of their reconnection, instead of driving all the way to Alausa, there's somebody from NIMC right there at either MTN office or either at the 9 Mobile office or the Glow office. Somebody, just like you have 15,000 across the nation, we might as well redeploy some of that to these telco offices so that they're on ground. So people don't have to now have to stress to go to your office just to get the validation done.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the question. Across all telco offices, we have enrollment center there. All the telcos are NIMC fronted partners. So they have enrollment center in each of those offices. So they don't even need to come to NIMC office. For instance, if you go to any of the telcos on, let's use Allen Avenue or Pebi, when you go there, you will see.
I was there, Mr. Kayode, I was there yesterday. The old woman was asked, let me not mention the name of the business, but me, I was on Allen Avenue yesterday. An old woman was asked to go to a NIMC office to go and do verification.
I mean,
modification.
Whatever I tell you, what is
wrong? Okay, let me put it this way. Our front-end partners are not licensed now, including the telcos, to do modification of data.
Okay.
They can only enroll and give you your NIN. Okay. And if you have misplaced your NIN, they can give it to you there. Okay. However, for modification of data,
you need to get back to the office. Okay. That's
what we have done now is we have even told applicants and Nigerians, don't go to our office to do your modification. Your modification should be done by yourself on your mobile device and at the comfort of your office. You don't need to visit our office any longer. So we have issued other information. So the self-service modification app is working. So if the telco asks you to, what we will do, and thank God for this feedback, what we will do is that we'll try and get posters and possibly banners across all these telcos so that people can actually know what and what to do instead of going to our office to go and do.
We have a few messages on our online YouTube.
Let's give you comments on social media, Mr. Adegoke.
Adenike Odumuyiwa says the number is not going. Those numbers you gave, I want to believe it's presently being bombarded by calls. Maybe that's why. But
the numbers are going maybe because of the calls, the number of calls.
Okay. Oluwasegun Junodu says presently the mobile app is down. Do you have a mobile app and is it working?
No, the mobile app is working. The person should check the connection, the connectivity where he or she is. The self-service modification at nimc.gov.ng is working perfectly. For every modification is 24 hours, then date of birth 48 hours.
Okay, thank you, sir.
There is no human interface.
Somebody said the card comes with panel. Hope the machine that can read it is in place because at the pension office, they claim it doesn't have NIN number. I'm not really sure I understand that.
Okay, so a lot of people are confirming that SMSs were sent, so I don't know what happened to me. Privately, a family friend has also sent a message that SMS was sent to them and they got their card, collected their card based on that. But I registered 2014. I've been trying to get my card and I have not even gotten an SMS, so I'm one of the...
Somebody says, Mariah, I think the agency can create an app to capture biometrics through smartphones. This is doable and it reduced the overcrowding at centers. Yeah. Indiscipline was reduced under Buhari and the Agbon regime, but we lost it thereafter. This is the responsibility of each household to instill discipline in their wards. We need to restore our ethos of yesteryears in all the facets of our national lives. Hatred and anger are more pronounced in our society, and this was not so in the past. We all need to work on ourselves and restore our lost ethos.
So there's an important glitch that must be corrected. Irene says, I have called the NIMC customer service number several times, but it never goes through. In fact, I went to their office at Etiosa local government, and they told me to target calling at 8 a.m. Do you think you need more numbers?
Phone number.
Okay. Thank you so much now. I told you no system is perfect. One of the things the management of NIMC, led by Engineer Biso Ikoka, is trying to do now is to improvise on our structure. So our customer care line, we're expanding it. So it's going to be like a model. In the next few months, maybe 1 or 2 months now, we'll expand it to receive thousands of calls at the same time. Because every day, because NIMC caters for millions of Nigerians, and on a daily basis, we receive thousands of calls from across the country. For us, we will improve on that. That's a feedback. for us. Then, to answer the question that was asked by someone earlier, that we should come up with an app that you can actually enroll. Yes, we told you no system is perfect. Mr.
Adegoke. Okay.
Obviously, the system is not perfect.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I said no system is perfect until we reach our goal. We're actually working towards getting an app whereby Nigerians can enroll without visiting our center, but that is still a work in progress system. Once that is done, we'll let Nigerians know.
Let's take a few comments and we're done. Let's send any other comments on social media so we can wrap up with Mr. Adegoke.
Most on YouTube.
Okay, I think I'll let Mr. Adegoke go at this point, but I think really, let me let you have it. Yeah, no, we are about to wrap up with you, but let me let Nima jump in.
Okay.
Akonde Muritala says it is not always 500 naira as claimed. A lot of agents are outside exploiting.
So just make sure your agents are not exploiting Nigerians because you told us 15,500 naira.
Let me say this. Nigerians should not go to agents to go to our offices. The agents are only permitted or they have the approval to only enroll and issue the NIN. Every other services should be done at our offices, state offices. And for the information of Nigerians, if you want to know NIMC offices closer to you, you can go to our website, www.nimc.gov.ng. You will see all approved NIMC centers closer to you. The FPPs are not approved by NIMC management to do modification or to do another service except enrollment and issuance of the national identification number.
Thank you. All right.
Nigerians should be aware of this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adegoke. Let me let you go at this point. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Madam Morayo, Madam Awa, and others.
No, there's no Awa on set.
Ramatu.
Tope and Nima.
Okay.